Troy Aikman was on local Metroplex radio today. 96.7 the ticket.
Okay.
And
did he threaten anybody's jobs?
No, he didn't.
Oh, okay.
No one's losing their job.
Well, I mean, he's maybe the receiver coach or of the Dallas Cowboys or the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, because he just did not mince any words about what he sees on tape from the receiving core and the routes that they are running to try and support Dak Prescott and get some points on the board.
I think the routes are terrible. I think they run terrible routes, and I've thought that beyond this year. And I think CeeDee's got to improve in his route running. And as a quarterback, if you're not certain where guys are going to be consistently, it's hard to play the position. And so that's what I see. I see guys lazy coming off the line of scrimmage. Sometimes they run. Usually if they do, it's because they're anticipating they're going to get the football in that play. But if they're not, they don't, and it all ties together. And so I'm not impressed with that part of it. I just finished watching the Baltimore Ravens because I have them this week. You put on a film of theirs and watch their receivers run routes, and they come off the football. And so do San Francisco's and Green Bay's and others. But it's hard to play the position if you're not certain how guys are going to run routes or where they're going to be. And I'm not speaking for Dak. Dak may say, "Hey, I think everything's amazing," but as a former quarterback watching it, it's got to get a lot better.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just Troy and Dallas saying, "I'll hang up and listen with your answer." That's Troy friggin' Aikman saying that.
He has cachet to say these things.
God, Lord. He's calling out CeeDee Lamb, too, for being not as disciplined in the route running.
Well, that happens when you miss the entirety of training camp. I mean,
That's true.
Dude. They got to get healthy in this bye week, and they got to get right. And who's going to be the one to tell them to get right? Is it the $60 million quarterback? Is it the owner who's handing out all this stuff? Is he the one who's going to tell them to get right? Because that doesn't really sit very well if he's going to just... I mean, this isn't like Major League, where the owner goes strolling in the locker room.
Well, I don't know. I think our owner does go strolling into the locker room. I don't think
he goes in strolling in the locker room. Rich, he does after the game, but I don't think he goes in during the week, during practice, and says, let's call everyone together and say, get your damn act together.
Would it surprise anyone listening to your voice right now if that were the case?
I don't think he does that.
Get your damn act together.
I don't believe.
Doesn't come in and say that.
I don't believe he does that. Is it McCarthy? Is he going to just... Because I'll tell you what, his job is 100% on the line.
No doubt. I think it's the two guys on the defense that aren't playing right now. They seem to be the vocal leaders. No Tank.
But to go up and say, run your routes better?
I think offense has the whole defense accountable and vice versa.
I think it's Dak. It's got to be Dak. It's got to be the quarterback. Certainly if it's a route running situation, Dak must know it. If Troy's seeing it on film, I'm telling you, man, the eye in the sky does not lie. I love listening to Kurt Warner talk about the film he sees, and he just lays it out the same way Kurt, when he talks about film and what he sees on film, what he thinks a quarterback is seeing or not seeing, or what route runners are doing or not doing, he sounds exactly like Troy Aikman just sounded. That is 100% the unvarnished truth.
Well, those are Hall of Fame QBs.
They are indeed, who are also out of what's to give.
Yeah.
I believe Kurt's out of darns to give.
I wouldn't say Kurt.
You're right. So, but honestly, somebody's got to do that in the bye week, coming out of the bye week.
Well, that person should be CeeDee, right?
It's got to. Well, I mean, it's got to be the quarterback. It's got to be Dak Prescott. He's there. He's not going anywhere. He got his contract. He's got to go, and if it is a route running situation, he's got to go to these receivers and say, if it breaks off at 5, you break it off at 5 on a dime. If it says something, what I need you to be at, and you're not there, I don't care how many Pro Bowls or commas you have in your contract, you got to be there. And CeeDee Lamb wears 88. He knows that.
Yeah.
I'm wondering how this is going to sit from Troy, because I'll tell you what, him going on radio and saying this, I think is going to be more of an impact than Jerry Jones threatening the jobs of 2 local radio hosts, because they're actually questioning his general managing ability, which generally has not been good since the calendar turned. Man, oh man, oh man. Week 7. Where did this come from? Week 7, it's no. Am I wrong? Is it never really like this in week 7?
No.
It's usually like the week 12, week 13.
Right. Early mid-October,
yeah, the lid's on the pot a little sooner.
Yeah. A little sooner.
Unless we're just recency bias. I don't know.
I don't know. It's a little hot.
I feel like every year we say, like, I've never seen this happen. And every year the NFL just gets crazier and
It sure
crazier
does.
and crazier.
You got the script?
I do.
TJ, you should have known.
Oh,
this.
there it is.
It's really why you notice I haven't been very surprised by a lot of that I'm seeing because I have this script.
That's why he's all on the Mets.
TJ's Arts and Crafts, everyone.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku Channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.